What's up, guys? Manchester is a city synonymous with soccer success. However, this top 5, we're going to explore the players who absolutely failed to deliver for United and City. This is Kick, and these are the top 5 Manchester flops. Kicking it off at number 5, he was the statement buy that was supposed to announce City's intentions for world domination, but he never lived up to the hype. It's Brazilian step-over artist, Robinho. On the final day of the summer 2008 transfer window, City were sold to the Abu Dhabi United Group, instantly making them the richest club in the world. They immediately splashed the cash with a successful €42 million bid for Robinho, prying him away from a Chelsea contract at the 11th hour. Landing such a big-name player was a huge statement by the club. Robinho had impressed so much with Santos that he was billed as the next Pelé by Pelé himself, and he helped Real Madrid to 2 league titles. The Brazilian playmaker scored on his debut, ironically in a victory over Chelsea, and went on to score 14 goals in his first season with the Citizens. However, his form swan-dived off a cliff in his second year at the club, managing a grand total of 0 goals in the league and 1 truly embarrassing game at Everton, where he came on and was substituted off again. A period of injury didn't help, but neither did his lazy attitude, as he was shipped back to Santos on loan midway through the second season. Robinho's transfer represented a watershed moment in the history of Man City, but Pelé's prediction was way off the mark. Now we go to the red side of town for number 4, and another South American superstar who arrived from Real Madrid with a huge weight of expectation, Angel Di Maria. In the summer of 2014, Manchester United dropped a ton of cash to try to erase the memory of David Moyes' 7th place finish, spending a British transfer record of £59.7 million on Di Maria, who appeared to be worth every penny based on his form with Los Blancos. The Argentinian started off hot, with 2 goals and 2 assists in his first month, and a Goal of the Month award shortly after, but it was all downhill from there. Injuries soon affected his form. Louis van Gaal played him out of position, and a robbery at his home left him feeling very unsettled in Manchester. Considering his sky-high price tag, many believed him to be the worst signing of that Premier League season, and he was sold on to Paris Saint-Germain for the cut price of $44 million, 1 year into his 5-year contract. Di Maria has since said his time in England was a sad experience that he doesn't want to remember, and United fans probably feel the same way now. Number 3 is a City star who is so bad that you probably don't even remember them dropping $16 million on him in 2012. Spanish midfielder Javi Garcia. Shortly after being crowned Premier League champions in dramatic fashion, City made some absolutely terrible moves in the transfer market. Jack Rodwell cost £12 million as he rode the hype train 30 miles east from Everton to City. And they bought Scott Sinclair when they'd have been better setting fire to the £6.2 million transfer fee. But Garcia was by far the biggest and most expensive flop that season. Arriving from Benfica, Javi Garcia looked like a superb defensive midfield replacement for the departed Nigel de Jong, but it soon became apparent that he wasn't cut out for the Premier League. Aside from a standout performance against Bayern Munich, he was ineffective in his role, while his pace made Pierre Mertesacker look like Usain Bolt. After 2 seasons with City in which he contributed a whopping 2 goals, he was sent to Zenit St. Petersburg, replaced by Fernando. Number 2 is a superstar forward who arrived at Manchester United shortly after Angel Di Maria, becoming the highest profile disappointment of the season, Radamel Falcao. After leading Porto to Europa League glory in 2011 and delivering the same trophy to Atletico Madrid a year later, the Colombian striker was regarded as the best out-and-out striker on the planet. Not long after Monaco paid €60 million for his services, Falcao suffered an ACL injury, keeping him out of the 2014 World Cup. Despite that setback, Man United rolled the dice in the summer of 2014 with a loan move that cost a total of £16 million, including his massive £265,000 weekly wages. And what did they get for all that cash? Absolutely nothing. The once great forward struggled at Old Trafford, managing only 4 goals in 29 appearances. That's £4 million per goal. Thanks to some creative work from his agent Jorge Mendes, Falcao subsequently earned a loan at Chelsea the following season, which was just as disastrous, by the way. If Chelsea picking up a South American flop at Manchester United seems familiar, it's because it also happened in 2003, when Juan Sebastian Veron moved between the 2 clubs. He was garbage too, and totally could have made this list. And that leads us to our number 1 Manchester flop, a man who beats out Massimo Taibi, Eric Jemba, Jordi Cruyff as Sir Alex Ferguson's worst ever signing, Bebe. Fergie admitted that the Portuguese forward was the only player he's ever signed without watching him first, and boy did it show. On the advice of his trusted assistant Carlos Queiroz, the legendary manager sanctioned a £7.4 million deal with Portuguese side Vitória de Guimarães, where Bebe had only been playing for 5 weeks, and previously he'd been discovered playing in the Homeless World Cup. The move was so bizarre that Portuguese police investigated it for suspicion of corruption, but somehow he managed to milk his United contract for all it was worth, over 4 seasons. In that time, he only made 7 appearances and scored just 1 goal. But to his credit came in the Champions League. Bebe later admitted that he thought it was a joke when United first approached him, and that he never even really liked football anyways. So what was the point? So those are our biggest Manchester flops. Honorable mentions must be given to Memphis Depay, Kleberson, Mangala, Roque Santa Cruz, Joe, and Maicon. Who else did we miss? Follow, like, subscribe. Peace.